Got that Einstein.
Yeah. It's cold. Get in here.
Okay. We're going to make another cowboy hat. And I'm using a super transparent blue, so I don't need to use the light box for this. And I'm just gonna literally trace it directly onto the glass with a Sharpie. So you can see it is on the glass. I'm actually going to do the center piece yellow. You can be like a little strategic with where you trace it on the glass. Kind of working in constraints here because the camera tripod is right there. So this middle band is going to be a different color. And the way that you cut glass is with a scorer tool. This is a hand scorer, but there's definitely different kinds of tools that you can use. You can also use a pencil scorer tool like this. So this is intense. This is heavy. I haven't used one of these in a minute. But you can score it like a pencil. I really like this little hand one. I didn't think I would like it, but it's really comfortable the way that it just sits in your hand like that. So what I like to do is break it down into smaller pieces. So I'm gonna start by just cutting this line right here so the panel is smaller than I'm working with. And I'm also going to use this little breaker tool. You can use your hands if you want to do. There you go. And now it's broken off. When it comes to scoring glass, you want to make sure that it's one smooth movement. You don't want to like go halfway and then stop and then restart. That will actually ruin your tool that you're using. So you kind of want to do your best to just keep it as smooth as possible and go from where you're starting to the end of the glass as well. And you can go as fast or slow as you want to go. Curves are definitely a little bit trickier, so like I said, I like to break it down and then you can just kind of do the edges. And this is a little smaller, what is this called? This is a smaller little plier tool, and there's two different ways that you can use this tool. So I like to actually push it down. So I'm gripping it inside the pliers, and I'm gonna like push down or push apart. Some people like to pull apart, but the movement I make is sort of like, I don't know if you can tell, sort of like that. Instead of just pulling, it's like a little bit pressure down and then pull. When it comes to sort of like a smaller notch that you're pulling off, I think it is easier to pull apart like that. It doesn't have to be perfect. I think this is good enough for us, or for me, because I'm gonna grind it. here's the blue cowboy hat. It's like the most transparent glass ever, so it's hard to see. But as you can tell, like the edges are really rough. They're not smooth, and you can even see they don't necessarily follow my Sharpie line. And I am a quick glass cutter, but that also relies on a lot of grinding. So we're gonna have to grind this to fit perfectly together and to also clean up those edges so that it looks really smooth. We actually have the Power Max 2 grinder that you can actually pick up from like Hobby Lobby. But what's key is definitely having this little, let's see if you can see, definitely having this plate right here protects your face from the glass shards, because this will most definitely sort of like explode glass. You want to definitely ensure that your glass grinder has water and a sponge. Okay. Now you can see that that edge is super smooth, and I actually did all of the edges. This is the bottom, so I don't necessarily need to ensure that it's exact to my Sharpie marks, but it's all grinded. Okay, that's the vlog for today.
Ooh.
The studio vlog.
Oh, it's gonna die. Alright, I wasn't in at all, but
Lots of cutting.
come closer.
Still have a lot to do. We'll keep you updated.